right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating concept: how to transform yourself from feeling completely invisible to being instantly respected. And get this, doing it without uttering a single sound. Welcome to our deep dive into the psychology of silent respect.
So, have you ever had that feeling where you're just invisible? You walk into a crowded room or pass by people at work and it's like you're not even there. Man, it's a terrible feeling. But here's a little secret our source material reveals about magnetic respect. It's really not what you think. It literally just takes 5 tiny, almost invisible changes to make people treat you completely differently, actually listen when you talk, and genuinely ask for your opinion.
Now, the biggest myth out there is that to command respect, you've got to be loud, aggressive, or some huge show-off. Absolutely not true. Real respect, it's almost like magic. People feel it without even knowing why they feel it. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can create that magic yourself.
All right, let's kick things off with secret number 1, physical mastery.
Listen, your body is talking way before your mouth ever does. You absolutely cannot command respect if your posture is, constantly apologizing for your existence. Just picture the invisible person for a second. Shoulders slumped down, eyes glued to the floor, basically trying to take up as little physical space as possible. Now, contrast that with a winner. They're standing tall, shoulders rolled back, completely relaxed, and just owning the space. Seriously, do me a favor right now. Wherever you are, sit up straight and just pull your shoulders back a tiny bit. Do you feel that? That instant shift in your energy? That is the feeling of respect starting to build. When you stand tall like a winner, people's brains literally automatically wire to think, wow, this person is important, without them even realizing it.
Moving right along to secret number 2, the power of slow.
So have you ever noticed that highly respected people never really seem to be in a rush? Think about that nervous energy you see all the time. People rushing in, practically throwing their bags down, talking a mile a minute, just running around like crazy chickens. Real power, though, it lies in calm control. When you deliberately move slowly, take your time, and just pause before you speak, you instantly look calm. And when you look calm, you look totally in control. Because let's face it, in a world where literally everyone is rushing around and yelling, just slowing down instantly makes you the most interesting and powerful person in the room.
Which brings us to secret number 3, the eye contact trick.
Now, I know this trick can be a little intimidating at first, but it is a real game changer. Looking away at your shoes or staring at the wall while talking to someone, that signals fear. But holding eye contact, that screams pure confidence. It silently tells the other person, hey, I see you and I'm not afraid. So here's a brilliant little formula so you don't end up staring them down like a creepy robot. Step 1, look right at their eyes for 3 seconds. Step 2, casually look away for 1 second. And step 3, look back naturally. It's super easy and comfortable. The author of our source actually tried this exact formula with their boss. Someone that usually looked down at their shoes around. They used the exact same words, same ideas, but simply added this eye contact trick. And get this, the boss actually started respecting their opinions more. Mind-blowing, right?
Okay, let's look at secret number 4. Listen like a champion. I know, this sounds kind of backwards, right? Like, how do you gain a massive respect without even talking? Well, you do it by completely shifting the focus of your interactions. Instead of just impatiently waiting for your turn to speak, shift your attention entirely to them, not along with what they're saying. Make those little small sounds like or right. Ask incredibly relevant questions and focus purely on just understanding the other person. Why is this so effective? Because at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be heard. When you do these exact things, you make the speaker feel incredibly important. And here's a golden rule to remember. When you make people feel important, they will respect you forever.
And now we arrive at secret number 5, the ultimate weapon.
This right here is the ultimate weapon. It's the one tactic that truly separates everyday people from those who command absolute authority. So ask yourself, how do you handle chaos? Picture a totally chaotic, dramatic situation in your head. Let's say it's a tense work meeting. There's a massive problem, drama's unfolding everywhere, and everyone is just yelling. They're arguing, throwing out opinions, and desperately trying to be the loudest voice in the room. And the crazy thing is, in all that deafening noise, absolutely nobody is actually being heard. Well, enter the silence weapon. When you're faced with that kind of chaos, the person who stays completely quiet, the one who just watches and listens, suddenly becomes the most powerful person in the room. Silence is literally a superpower. It makes people intensely curious, it makes you look incredibly wise, and it makes everyone else think you know something they don't. Let's try a different way. Now, this quote comes from a genuinely incredible anecdote in our source material. There was this guy who sat completely quietly through a chaotic 10-minute screaming match at work where everyone was just battling over a project. He just sat there, didn't utter a single word. He just watched and he waited. Then, after 10 exhausting minutes of total chaos, he finally spoke just these 5 short words. Let's try a different way. And guess what? Everyone stopped, everyone listened, and everyone agreed. That, right there, is the jaw-dropping power of silence.
But all of this builds up to the real secret: self-respect.
Here's the harsh truth. None of these first 5 methods we talked about, the winner's posture, the slow movements, the eye contact, the deep listening, or the silence, none of it is going to work if you're just faking it. People can always feel the difference between someone pretending to be confident and someone who actually believes in themselves. It all builds on one core underlying truth: self-respect. It's the absolute foundation of all external respect. Every physical habit we've covered today is simply an outward manifestation of valuing yourself first. Standing tall means you respect your body. Moving slowly means you respect your time. Making eye contact means you respect your own worth. And using silence? That means you respect your words way too much to just waste them on noise.
All right, let's lock in everything we've learned today with a quick recap. Number 1, stand tall like you matter, because you absolutely do. Number 2, move and talk deliberately slowly. Remember, rushing just makes you look weak. Number 3, use that 3-second eye contact trick to project total confidence without, being weird about it. Number 4, listen so well that people feel genuinely heard. And number 5, wield silence as your ultimate superpower.
So I'm going to leave you with a challenge today. Which of these methods are you going to try out? Seriously, just pick one.
All right,